It's not always that you have a team race this close.
No. And particularly being from Iowa State, I have extra interest in this.
Yeah. Number one versus number two, and if Iowa State wins, maybe they put a claim on for that number one in the land.
Yes. I also have some extra interest here with Dallas Herbst. I've known Dallas since he was in junior high. And so a little extra target who should win at this thing.
Well, we've got Jake Varner from Iowa State going against Dallas Herbst from Wisconsin. You just heard Ben Peterson, Olympic gold medalist in 1972, along with our guest earlier in the night, a teammate of Dan Gable, who also won the Olympics that year in 1972. It's been an Olympic night. Nate Carr joining us earlier was an Olympic bronze medalist in 1988. And right now, Jake Varner trying to put Iowa State back out in front, because if he wins against Dallas Herbst, he gives 4 points for the Cyclones. They're 3 points behind Iowa right now after 184. And both teams have wrestlers at heavyweight. So he puts them ahead, but it doesn't mean they stay ahead. But if Iowa State's going to have any opportunity to win the team title, Jake Varner needs to win here.
The stability and the consistency of Jake is impressive. It's like he seldom gets out of position. He and Dallas wrestled earlier in the season in a dual meet, and he controlled Dallas, and it surprised me how efficiently he did that after moving up a weight class. Dallas has been at 97 and a very solid competitor. He's a big 197-pounder. Jake does not look little by him at all.
No, that's right. In fact, I'm wondering if now Jake has had great success. He's been a two-time NCAA finalist, second his freshman and sophomore year. So it's not like he struggled at 184, but is his style better at 197 with the slightly bigger, maybe slightly not quite so quick guys?
I think probably so. Yeah.
And
if he was straining to cut his weight to 84, this is going to be better for him long term.
Because he just looks so powerful out there. You know, you wouldn't think he was a weight lighter last year.
Well, so often we talked about consistency here. I'm sure consistently he has a good workout partner in the room and a coach that looks an awful lot like him. Sometimes you say, who is that? Is that Cale Sanderson? Cale Sanderson, of course, the four-time undefeated national champion, and his last year he wrestled at 197 after winning at 184.
I see a lot of similarities in their styles, too. Obviously,
I haven't seen any heel picks yet.
No, Cale was definitely more attacking down, but their stance and a lot of things I see, their builds certainly are similar. Dallas has incredible leverage at his height. These guys make a good competitors with each other.
Well, what's going to be interesting to me is to see how the second half of this match goes. Herbst had a really interesting and unusual bout in the semifinals where he had a slight upset over Askren from Missouri. Askren was seated second here, and Herbst was seated third.
Well, previously, Varner, we talked about, fell short of the NCAA title a couple of times, as you mentioned, Mark, and we asked him, what drives you now?
You know, you get into college and, you know, you want to win the NCAA title, and, you know, I fell short twice, so, you know, that's kind of lights a fire under you, and you want to win that title, so, you know, I changed some things over the summer, and, you know, hopefully they work out.
You know, that's what I loved. I loved his last comment. I changed some things over the summer because, you know, he just said, you know, wait a minute. I've tried it twice in a row one way, and sometimes you have to change the way you wrestle to go to the next level.
Well, definitely. That's guys that are not doing that through their college career, they stagnate. They get in trouble. And the better wrestlers will always think of that, the off season or during the season. Where can they go to get something different? And getting angles, I see, and I talk so much with people and watching as a coach. I see our college wrestlers doing so much battering ahead straight in and not getting angles. And I wish our upper weights particularly would do that. I think they need to if they're going to go to international competition. And a guy like Jake, and really Dallas too, I wish they would think about international competition, and they should be learning from freestyle and the angles that where the Russians beat us on too often.
So you're saying the two can really coexist, and you can build while you're in college and prepare for the Olympics. And sometimes we talk about what a disadvantage the Americans are, having to relearn. But you're saying that's not necessarily true.
No, and I think Jake Herbst has shown that. He took the year off, but is he a better wrestler today because he did freestyle? I can't imagine he isn't. And he's more confident, but he also has more variety, I think, than he had before.
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
I think it is a crime if these men are not being encouraged to learn from the people who are doing freestyle and see what's done internationally, not just here in America. We're not helping them long-term learn all they can.
It's the end of the second period. It's 1-0 Varner, and earlier in the year, Varner opened up against Iowa, and even though Iowa won the meet, Varner showed what he had in front of a crowd of almost 16,000, and there's your heel pick. And we were going to get it in there someplace, Mark. Yeah, but that's one thing that we're seeing more of this year. Not necessarily tonight, but with Varner, he was pretty closed up those first 2 years, thinking that, well, nobody can score on me, so I can win the NCAA title without opening up. He has so much ammunition, and I think he's saying, you know what? I believe you live by the sword, you die by the sword, and I think he saw that in his own performance in the finals the last couple of years, and he's got way more potential and capability than he was showing.
This right here, the writing here is where Varner got Dallas in trouble in a dual meet, and if Dallas is not able to get out of here, he's going to dominate it again, and he's got to get some motion going underneath there.
Well, earlier in this match, I started to talk and got distracted, but he had an interesting match in the semifinals, and he looked absolutely exhausted in the third period, and Varner is in awfully good shape, so Herbst can certainly compete with Varner, but he's going to have a gas tank in that third period.
Well, Herbst got a good situation here. What's Herbst need to do here?
Right now, he's going to lose his riding time, so he's got to reverse it.
And that's what he did.
That's what he did.
He did a great job lowering his hips and raising his shoulders.
And the riding time is erased.
Yep. It went over the minute, and now it's under.
And now, Mark.
Alex looked at the clock, and he went to his knees.
He's got to be careful there, because that's where you can get warned for stalling. He's got to improve himself.
Got to go up with it. You got to go up and face it down.
He's not going to let go. No change. What an upset. Wisconsin wins, and that keeps the Hawkeyes are probably in pretty good shape for winning this meet. What a surprise.
That is an upset, no question about it.
That is.
Cale Sanderson calling Kevin Tan, the official, over, who wants to talk.
We were around with his ankle hook. Kelly, he still had his. There's no chance. No chance. I understand. There's no chance. Okay? Your first one.
Cale Sanderson just gets a warning from Kevin Tan, and who did not give the points to Varner. But now we'll be back with more action at heavyweight from the Big Ten Network in just a moment.